Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone. Today is a great day to be walking with God, to be in the light of the Lord. I want you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment at the end of this video. So Jerry Jones speaks up for the first time in over 100 days after the George Floyd incident. And many of the black former NFL players, talking heads on ESPN are not satisfied with Jerry Jones's response. Although we have seen the video, the footage where George Floyd was resisting. George Floyd was high on drugs. No, not making any excuse for what the police officer did. He left his knee on his neck. All right? But those drugs, he was complaining about not being able to breathe before the white man got down on his neck. But let me tell you something. Jerry Jones said that my stadium is going to be filled. We're not going to do half capacity. We're going to do full capacity. Okay? We are going to play the game. Forget all this virus talk. But when it came to addressing the George Floyd incident and taking a knee, he didn't say nothing. And they were upset with him because he was vocal about his players a couple of years ago not taking a knee. Jerry Jones said if any of his players take a knee, they're going to be kicked off the team. Which is, I was glad. I applauded that. I'm glad. Now he seems to be making a little room for it, but he's not really totally agreeing with it. So his statement was pretty much vanilla when it came to that. But they were talking about how he needed to address the inequality in America. Jerry Jones needed to address the inequality in America. Well, Jerry Jones doesn't have to address the inequality in America because Jerry Jones is an owner of an NFL team. We don't know nothing about his life outside of football. We know Jerry Jones as a billionaire owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Okay? And we know this, that Jerry Jones is responsible for making thousands of black men millionaires. And if you want to talk about inequality, let's talk about why there's not a lot of white people and white men playing ball in the NFL. Okay? I believe white players should start filing lawsuits against the NFL for discrimination against white players. See, because now let's put the shoe on the other foot. You got nothing but 90% of nigglywiggs out there on that field who are making plenty money. Okay? You don't see no white guys out there. You barely see any white dudes out there. And so they never talk about the inequality that's in the NFL, the inequality that's in the NBA. And if you want to bring that political stuff over here, well then let's bring it then. Let's start filing some lawsuits for some of these white people that's coming out of college that, hey, you're being discriminated against black running backs out of the NFL. Okay? And I want to file a lawsuit against that. See, they should leave this stuff out, leave the political part out of it, because they're being nothing but giant hypocrites. You all dominate the sports league. You all dominate sports, college sports, pro sports. You're making a lot of money. You're becoming famous. Okay? And these things that they're fighting about out here, that stuff with George Floyd, that's a rare occasion. When you talk about the police killing black men, it's because these black men have tried to fire at them or they keep fighting and resisting. That dude that got killed in Georgia took the taser from the cop and fired it at the cop, and the cop retaliated. They protested against that. George Floyd was resisting arrest and was high on drugs. And had he not done that, prior to that, they was handling the man with kid gloves. They was handling George Floyd with kid gloves. They wasn't throwing him around or jumping on his neck. And had he just got into the car, it wouldn't be none of this talk. So no, Jerry Jones, man, if I was you, I'd say, you know what? I'm not even picking any more black players. I want to balance out the NFL. So I want my team to be all white, because all the other 32 teams, they're filled with mostly black men. So this is going to kind of help average it out a little better. How about that? Y'all want to deal with equality? Let's get on down then. Jerry Jones have made thousands of black men millionaires. And I have never, I've had some of my college teammates from ASU play there. I've had some of my teammates from the Raiders and from the 49ers go play there. I have never heard any of them ever tell me, say, hey man, look, check this out. Jerry Jones is a racist. I never heard them say that. Not one time. Okay? So let the man alone. Just go off his track record. Why can't his track record be good enough? Why does he have to bow down to Black Lives Matter? He's got to bow down to Black Lives Matter in order for him not to be a racist? In order for him to give you a satisfactory response? Man, forget that crazy stuff. If I was Jerry Jones, that'll be it. That's going to be all the questions I'm going to answer on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I had to get that off my chest. And I'll see y'all on the next video.